From middle school?
Middle school.
Yeah.
Back up.
If you can't stand, you can sit. Just move the balance. Okay. Okay. The door's closed.
Yeah. I started the video, so it's going now, but we can cut later chat part, so go ahead and start, you're good to go, and then when you switch, all you have to do is just press the button and press it again. Morgan can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can do it, whatever, it's up to you.
Thank you.
Have fun.
Thank you, Travis.
Good luck.
No, you're fine. She asked me if she wanted to put it on, if we wanted her to put it on airplane mode.
That's okay.
She wanted to sign off.
Finally, the technical difficulties are over.
I'm Morgan.
Morgan. I'm Courtney. And I'm Courtney. And Rosalie. Yep.
No, my niece's name is Courtney. My name is not the same as yours. My name is Rosalie. Your
Yes.
name is Courtney.
Yes.
Your name is Morgan, and your name is Vicky.
Yes.
Right.
Rosalie, what brings you in today?
I'm having a problem with work. I'm really, really stressed out. My boss keeps telling me that I keep having to do assignments, and I'm really, really stressed, and I can't figure out how to resolve my stress. I can't figure out how to relax. I want to calm down, so that's why I'm here for you.
Working, so your job is very stressful, and you're kind of trying to figure out how to manage that stress.
Deadline. Yeah, deadline. I have a deadline. So,
Mhm.
so I have deadlines for work, and I have to. My supervisor keeps telling me that I need to meet these deadlines,
And
and I keep procrastinating and stressed.
So the stress is becoming overwhelming to the point that you want to put off those deadlines.
I really try to make the deadlines, but other things pop up, and people tell me something or need to discuss something with me, and then somebody else is like, hey, wait, let me interrupt you too. So I never get to actually meet the deadlines.
So you do not, like, you often don't make the deadlines that you need to at work?
It's rare. It's rare.
It's rare. And then how does that affect you at your job?
Well, that's why I came here. So I'm really stressed out, and I want you to help me.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad you did come. So when you're, what kind of thoughts are you having when you are in the position where you're so stressed you can't meet the deadlines? Like, what kind of thoughts run through your mind?
I try to make my boss happy, and I don't know how, sometimes I don't know how to do that. Sometimes it's really hard. It's really hard to meet his expectations, and I want to do that.
So there's this, like, feeling of having to impress your boss that's really kind of putting a lot of stress on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me more about your boss.
If I don't meet a deadline, he gets pretty upset at me, and sometimes I want to avoid him because he gets mad, and then I'm really just hoping for like it depends on how easy the work is. Some of it's hard, some of it takes more time, so I can't meet the deadlines, and some of it's really short and easy, and then I can send that off to the boss, and some things take a lot more time and I have to analyze it, and so not all the jobs are the same. Everything's different. Sometimes I can really get it over with and done and easy, and other times I really struggle.
Yeah. So I'm hearing or seeing the struggle or understanding the struggle, and I'm actually kind of wondering, what do you do for work?
I work in a library.
Oh, okay.
So I work with books. I have to decide if the number on each book, if it's correct or what it's about, and then I have to look up online what the book's about or find the numbers or do you know Dewey Decimal Numbers? Did you learn that in school, in the library?
Yes, in elementary school.
Dewey Kids.
Yeah.
Nowadays, kids don't even know. They don't understand it. They don't know the system.
Yeah.
They don't know that each book has a number. So some are easier numbers. You don't have to worry about it. And the other numbers gotta take time because you have to figure out what the books. So I'm kind of trying to discuss the problem with my boss, and then I thought you were talking about work.
Yeah. So what about, has your boss ever, what kind of interactions do you have with your boss?
Yeah, we get along. He signs, yes. Yeah,
He
signs.
signs.
The two of us sign. He's not, great, but he signs some. He's good. So. So okay. So sometimes he doesn't understand what I say, so I have to, bring an interpreter sometimes, very occasionally. But other than that, for meetings, of course, we bring an interpreter. But regular conversations, we get along fine. Oh, I forgot. But before I go ahead, I have to ask you a question. Is my insurance going to cover this counseling session?
I think that was a matter beforehand that we took care of, that I can definitely ask the receptionist for.
Oh, she doesn't, I don't pay the interpreter, so who, are you going to pay the interpreter, or who's responsible for paying the interpreter?
I am not sure. I'm going to be completely honest.
So if I'm really a deaf client and I go to see you at a counseling session and you don't know sign, you have to bring in an interpreter.
This is definitely something I need to learn.
Yeah, so you have to figure out who will pay, because she doesn't, I don't pay.
Yeah.
So your company, your boss, or your office has to pay the interpreter.
That's definitely something I should be knowledgeable about.
Okay, so now we're going to go back.
Yeah. Thank you.
We're going to start from the beginning again.
Thank you. Do you find yourself having a hard time meeting deadlines outside of work?
What kind of deadlines do you mean? So what kind of deadlines?
Not necessarily deadlines, just do you find yourself not being able to, trying to think, make,
Are you trying to ask me how I feel after work?
After work, how do you,
when I finish, or is that what you're asking?
well, how do you feel after work?
Is that what you wanted to know?
I think I was asking, how do you feel, like, do you have a struggle meeting other, like, due dates and things in your life outside of work?
Well, I really don't, and I'm really trying to like think of an example too.
Yeah. I'm not really sure.
So not really like yes. So for example, like,
so maybe it was a bad question on my end, for sure.
So, okay, yeah, so at home I do get very distracted. I never really finish with one project. So, I'll start on one thing and then I'll go to the other. Is that what you wanted to know?
Yeah, finishing? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that's my typical personality is I tend to kind of dabble around in other activities and other projects. ADHD? Do I have ADHD? Do you have it? Her? Oh, I have ADHD. Do I have ADHD? Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Oh.
My mistake. She's asking, do I have ADHD? Do you think I have ADHD? Or ADD?
ADD? I don't know, we could explore that more. What kind of...
Well, you're a counselor. You should be skilled and professional enough to be able to tell me if I have ADD.
I should be skilled, right? Yeah.
Well,
but it's the goal.
Right, you're not a medical counselor, so you don't provide prescriptions. You're just a basic counselor.
No.
I probably need to go see a medical counselor for that, or a medical psychiatrist.
Yeah, but we can still talk about how this affects you.
I don't know, it was just something that popped into my head. I was just curious about ADHD.
You're making me learn as well. I love it.
Do you know the difference between ADD and ADHD?
I will eventually. Right now I'm actually in assessment and diagnosis. Just a counselor in training right now.
Well, now's your opportunity to find out what's the difference between ADD and ADHD.
Yeah. So it's a learning experience for sure. But it seems like we want to talk about me, but I think we're here to like talk about you. So tell me more about how you find it hard to keep on task.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so I struggle with that. Okay, so I do one thing at a time. I normally do one thing at a time when I'm at home. So then I'll clean, then I'll finish. Okay, but during work, oh no, okay, it's the same for work. Some people come up to me and, discuss with me sort of things, so then I get a little distracted, but I don't really say like, hold on, I need to work, we'll have a conversation and I'll help them, I can't just ignore them and block them out. I have to, but I still have to finish what I'm doing afterwards.
So you find helping others keeps you from doing your own work?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm sensing that you enjoy helping others.
I don't know how to say no. I can't just say, excuse me, I have to work. No, I'm very, I don't know how to say, I'm very polite, I don't know how to say no.
So it's not that you enjoy it, you just don't want to let others down, kind of like how you don't want to let your boss down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weigh the pros and cons,
Yeah. Yeah. And that's hard to manage. what would happen if you let them down? Like if you said no to one of them?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't do that. I don't say no. I have absolutely no idea what would happen. I've never done that. I've never
done
no.
it? Well, what's the worst that would happen?
I'm not sure. I don't know. That's a really good question. What would you think? What would you think would be the worst thing that could happen?
With the worst. So, how, like, if you were to say no on a scale of 1 to 10, them reacting like they want, them calling you names, what kind of like distress would that give you?
I'd probably be in the middle.
In the middle?
Yeah, I guess it would depend on the situation. It would depend on what they said to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'd be in the middle.
What kind of, what number would you rate them telling your boss?
What kind of like a bad name? Like, or like a bad...
I don't know. I think I'm just trying to understand the emotions behind not helping others and what like they would perceive of you, like how their perception of you, like how that would make you feel, and it might not be doing it in the best way. Yeah.
Other people telling her, like, how she feels. Okay, so how she feels about other people telling her.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to ask in a more concrete way.
But like telling her what?
Or if you were to say no, and their reaction, what are you afraid of in their reaction?
I've never said no, so I really genuinely have no idea.
Yeah.
No is not in my vocabulary. It's not in my dictionary. It's definitely not a word that I use at all.
Mhm. Yeah.
Sorry, can you check the time, please?
I think we're right on it. Is it that or?
Can you just look at that?